discuss errors in measurement. Dimensions we have discussed. Today we are going to start through errors in measurement. You know that errors are very important part of physics while you do the measuring of different type of things in lab. Now just I will give you one example. I have two scales here. One is this, the transparent one, and one is this, the metallic one. Now this scale is clear. If you see it, it has clear markings. But if you see, there is a mark on this scale. Now if I ask you, use this scale to measure, then you will measure any measurement. You can measure the length of a table or whatever, length of a page. If I give you this scale, there will be a problem in measuring because there is a mark, there is a permanent mark on the graduations. So that is also an error, and this error is related with the instrument, and it's known as what? Instrumental error. So such type of errors we are going to deal with that. Now today, how we are going to define an error. Now error is actually what? If I ask you, this is one type of error which you have seen right now, the instrumental. How we define the error? Actually, the difference, how we define the error? The difference in the true value, and measured value of a quantity is called error of the measurement, is called error of the measurement. Okay, so that is the difference between the true value and what? The measured value. This is the true value and the measured value. Okay, say example I am giving you, the true value length of a classroom is say 10 meter. But if you are measuring it as say 8 meter, this is a measuring value. Is there any error? Yes, there is an error. And you are measuring 2 meter less. So there is a -2 meter what? Error. This is a negative error. And do you know, if I say you to correct your values, then what happens? For the true value, what you have to do? You have to +2 and then you will get 10 meter. Okay. Same way if I say length of the room is 10 meter and you are saying the other value, say it is 11 meter. This is the measuring value. Are you getting it? And then what happens? You are measuring +1 more. There is a +1 meter what? In this. So what will happen? Do you know? You will minus it. Then you will get 10 meter. Why? Because it is a positive error. So we got it. What we got? That a negative error will have what? Positive correction. And what? A positive error will have what? Negative correction. So this is how we see the errors in the lab. You will get a negative error, you will get a positive error. Then error you have to just what? Do the correction. I am giving you one example based on this. Say, for example, I give you 8 thermometers and then number of observations you get from the corner or of the lab or of the school, and say you have taken 8 observations, okay, of the temperature. I'm giving you an example, very simple example. And temperature is in degrees Celsius, and the values you 25, 26, say 24, 25, then 28, then 22, 23, and 27. So you have taken 8 values here. Okay. You don't know the true value. How you will get the true value? I think all of you know. True value is what? The mean value. So you do the mean of all. Okay. 5, 6, 11, 4, 15, 5, 20, 28, 30, 33, 7, 40. 0, 4 will go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to the 16, 4, 200. So 200 divided by 8, you are going to get 25. 25 degrees Celsius is the true value. Now error value. Error value is measured. What is the difference? You got it? It is a small. So delta. So 25 minus 25 measured minus true. That is what? 0. Then 26 minus 25, it is 1. Then 24 minus 25, it is minus 1, negative error. Then 25 minus 25, it is 0. Then 28 minus 25, it is plus 3. Then 22 minus 25, it is minus 3. Then 23 minus 25, it is minus 2. Then 27 minus 25, it is plus 2. So what you see? You see that there are some negative errors and some positive errors. Okay, and some are the zero value error. Now you got these things. Now you have to calculate corrected value. Corrected value, you know how you are going to get it. For a positive error, you have negative correction. For a negative error, you have positive correction. Here it's a zero error. 25 plus 0, it will be 25 only. Okay. Then here you are having 26, but it is what? Positive error, so you will do a negative correction, it will be 25. Then here 24, here it is error minus 1, you will do plus 1, then you will get 25. Here 25 minus 0, no problem, 25. Are you getting it or not? And there 28, and then it is a positive error, so you will do a negative correction, again 25. Here 22, what negative error? You will do a positive one, again 25. Here 23, then it's a negative error, plus 2, you will get 25. And here 27 minus 2, you will get 25. So these are in degrees Celsius. So this is how we are going to measure. This is an example which you will do it in the lab also. This will be the same technique in vernier calipers, in screw gauge and spirometer, because these are the three devices. You have 6 experiments related with these devices. So this is the very simple way how we are going to measure the error values. Okay, now we will go in detail with the errors in measurement. But before going to detail in error and measurement, there is a word, have you heard about it? Accuracy. And there is a word, precision. So precision of instrument and accuracy, there are two words, if you have heard about it. How more accurate you are, how precise do you have taken the device. These words are very important in the lab experimental techniques. Okay, so how we are going to do it? Now what does it mean by accuracy? If I ask you, accuracy is actually close to the true value. If your measured value is close to the true value, then that is accurate. And then what is precision? It is very important. It is the resolution or the limit up to which quantity is measured. So these are the two things which are very important: accuracy and precision. I will give you an example. Example is that, very simple example I am going to give you is that, say the length measured of anything is 3.678 centimeter, very small length. And then I use an instrument. I have used an instrument of resolution. See here, resolution. That is 0.1 centimeter, and the value measured is equal to 3.5 centimeter. Then another, using an instrument, I have used another instrument of resolution, and this resolution is much higher, and it is 0.01 centimeter, and I measured the value 3.38 centimeter. Now what it means? It means that in the first case the value is quite accurate to it. So it is more accurate, you can say like this, the first one, but less precise. In the second one, what happened? It is less accurate and what? More precise. So we have to see here the resolution is 0.1, here the resolution is 0.01. So we have to see that which type of devices we are going to take in the lab, and accuracy and precision is very important part of the measurement. Now further we will move and we'll talk about the errors. Now when we talk about the errors are basically two types of errors you will deal. One is systematic error and one is random errors. Systematic and random error. Okay. If you see systematic error is also, you know that further it has classified and it has three types. One is instrumental error. The first experiment which I showed you of the example which I gave you of the scale. Second is imperfection in experimental experiment technique. Okay. And the third one is personal error, carelessness, that is personal error. And in random error you have one least count error. So these are the classification. First is what? Instrumental error. Now instrumental error is the error related with the instruments. Error related with instruments. If the device is not working, if the instrument is, the calibrations are not right, that's a instrumental error. That's not a personal error. Sometime in lab you will see that the calibrations are not right in the device. That's not a personal error. Like in vernier calipers or screw gauge you will find it. Okay, so instrumental error. Second is imperfection in experimental technique. You are doing an experiment and the technique is wrong. You are measuring you are finding the resistance through the Ohm's law, but you have taken resistance wire in parallel with what? Ammeter, not with the voltmeter. That is your wrong techniques. That is error in procedure. You have taken a wrong procedure of the experiment. So this is the wrong techniques. Are you getting it? And then last one is personal error. Personal error, all of you know, that is the lack of your carelessness due to the lack of your proper setting of the device. Do you know? Error due to what? Proper setting of the apparatus. You have taken a device but you are not able to set it. Then that is a personal error, and that is a personal error. And do you know 3 plus 2 I have written 6, that's a personal error. So there are some error which are instrumental error and some error are imperfection in experimental techniques. One is personal error. There may be an error related with the nature, natural errors are there. Okay, so these are the things. Then further random error, I am going to talk about the random error. Now random error, if I say random means repeatedly you are getting an error and you don't know the cause. So if I ask you the random error, how we are going to define random error? So those errors which occur irregularly and random with respect to direction. Now, you know that you don't know the cause, unpredictable error. Sometimes you can say that you don't know the cause. Like in Ohm's law, you are doing the experiment and what happens? The fluctuation of the voltage takes place and you are getting the wrong reading in the voltmeter. So Ohm's law, while you are doing this experiment, there is a fluctuation in the voltage. That is not in your hand. So that's a error which is randomly coming and repeatedly it is coming. So that is a error, we can say it's a repeated error, that's a random error. Okay, so this is how we are going to define random error, repeated error. Now one is least count error. Now least count error, if I ask you what is least count, it is related with the limit of resolution. That is error associated with resolution of the instrument. Okay, if you have a highly resolved instrument, then you will take that device in comparison to the other. Example, I have a vernier caliper. Now vernier calipers, its least count is 0.01 centimeter. Whereas screw gauge, if I ask you, has a least count of 0.001 centimeter. Are you getting it? So you know that it is more precise. So to reduce the least count error, we will take a better resolution device. So these are the errors which we have talked about, and systematic error, random error, then systematic error 3 times random, then least count error. And least count error is very important when you are going to deal the measuring things in the lab. So at that time the least count error will be what it will be used. Now further, if I just see the errors are actually, if I talk about error, then there is a error that is known as absolute error. Now absolute error, it is already, we have gone through it, that is the magnitude of difference between the individual what measurement. You have done some measurement and then you are measuring it, measurement and the true value. So that and the true value of the quantity. That's an absolute error. Okay, so that means what you have measured and what is the true value, that is. And I am going to give you example. Say for n measurements, I am giving you an example. For n measurements, say that is values are a1, a2, a3, dash 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 an. So if I ask you what is the true value, then that is a mean. A mean will be what? a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus dash 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 plus an by what? N. This is true value. Got it or not? Then can I find out the error value? Yes, delta a1. Delta means small. Delta a1 will be what? a1 minus a mean. Delta a2, it will be what? a2 minus a mean. Delta a3, it will be a3 minus a mean, and so on. Delta an, it will be an minus am. Got it or not? Already I have given you example. See these values, delta a1, delta a2, delta a3, these all values are what? These are what? Absolute errors. So I can say that delta a1, delta a2, delta a3, dash dash dash, delta an are what? Absolute errors. So that means these are the absolute errors. Got it? And then there is a word mean absolute error. So can you find out the mean absolute error? Yes, mean absolute error means the value of these errors. If I want to find out mean, say mean absolute error. So what mean of all these, that is delta am. Now delta am will be the sum of all the errors which you have taken, delta a2, delta a3, okay, got it or not, plus dash 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 delta an by what? N. So this delta a mean am is actually a mean absolute error. It is mean of all absolute errors. Okay, so when you find out the mean of all absolute error, that is known as mean absolute error, and you know it will be taken in the mod because some error are negative and some are positive. So you will take it in what then comes there is a very important word, relative error. One thing is related to the other. In Ohm's law, voltage is related to the current. In Ohm's law, resistance is the ratio of voltage and current. So they are related. Yes. If there is a problem in the current, there will be a problem in the what? Voltage. So what is relative error? Relative error is actually the ratio of mean absolute error. Mean absolute error to the mean value, which is the true value of observation. Are you getting it? So mean absolute error to the mean value. That means simply if I ask you relative error, you will say very simple, delta A mean. Mean absolute is delta and what is the mean value? It is AM. So relative error is defined like this. So relative error, and then there is another error, and that's very important. That's a percentage error. You know that generally you will get the numerical of percentage error. So if I talk about the percentage error, you will get the numerical based on how much is the percentage error in the Ohm's law, how much it is in the focal length of the lens. So you will find out. So that is the percent representation. You can say like this, percent representation of what? Relative error. So it is called what? Percentage error. That means you can find out the percentage error in the different measurement. That is, if I find out it delta A into percent, so that means delta A mean by what? A mean into what? 100%. So that is how we are going to define as percentage error. So these are the 4 types of errors which are what? Related with the measuring devices, and we are going to follow all these errors, relative error, mean absolute error, percentage error, and further we will discuss about the combination of errors. Okay, so in next class we will talk about the combination of errors. So go through them, and thank you, and watch my videos regularly.